March the 25th, and yeah, I've learnt my 9 times table today. I've learnt that the Romans built straight roads, invented underfloor heating. I've learnt how to make an emoji on the computer whilst we educate our children at home. Had time to get out on a bike ride, which was great, and just used a bit of this evening to make something I've always wanted to make, and I'm really pleased. It's a little bit small, but I have made myself a Tinder pouch. I'm very pleased with the way it's come out, and it's not that big, but there you go. You'll get your steel in there, a bit of flint, some kindling, and a few other bits and bobs. And there we go. It draws up nicely together. So if you're interested, next few minutes, how to make one of these. So the first thing you need to start with is some leather. As thin as possible, I think, because it's all got to come together with a drawstring and look pretty nice once it's closed. And I'm going to make my mark, obviously, on the reverse. I use a bit of tailor's chalk. It's about 30 centimetres across. And although you can rub it off once it's finished, oh yeah, I prefer to make any of my marks on the rough side of the leather. Round we go. So that should be a good enough line to follow. Using my rotary cutter, and I follow the outline that I've just drawn. And there we are. Nice circular piece of leather. And now what I want to do is slightly inner circumference, make some holes, I think 1 inch intervals, so I can thread the cord. So I'm going to find a plate that's just slightly smaller than the one I use for the main template. Yeah, I've got our dishes, and I think that should work perfectly. Yeah. I want to be a little bit more accurate here, so I'm going to measure these as we go. Bollocks. Maybe this will actually do okay. I want to measure 1 inch intervals here. Yeah, I think we'll get away with that. Well, there we go. That's the inch markers just about worked out accurately. There's just slightly bigger gap on one of the end ones here. There you go, just at that end one there. But I don't think that's going to make much of a difference. So I'll have a go at
punching some holes and getting it threaded.
Nearly there. This is much harder work than I envisaged. These are again eBay specials, and they're just such hard work. I don't know, I've never worked with thin leather before, but maybe thinner leather is more difficult. Just coming to the last one now to work with, because you don't get that real chop into the leather like you do with the thicker stuff. Here's me speaking as an expert, as all I've ever made is an axe overswing protector and blade cover, but that's the last one done.
I've got some of this quite thin leather sort of offcut really, that's in the form of a lace. It's kind of flat, about 3mm wide. Should be strong enough. It's not going to be under much tension, so I'll just thread this through. And in goes the last one. Now, the moment of truth. I can't work out whether this is going to come together or not. Let's just give it a whirl. Oh, here we go. I think it might. That might be a success. It's slightly smaller than I was hoping for, so you lose an awful lot of it in the gathers here, but I think that's quite cute. I actually think that's quite cute. Not huge, but I didn't realise how much all this gather up, how much circumference it actually takes away from it. Actually, if there's the sort of footprint of what I've just made, and that is the circumference of the original bit of leather. So I think if you want to make yourself a Tinder pouch that's slightly bigger, then you need to go out about another 4 inches bigger than that plate, and I don't know how you're going to draw that circle, because a pair of school compasses that I've got isn't going to get that wide, but I'm really pleased with that. It opens up nicely. I mean, what do you want to put in it really? Just flint, steel, maybe a small ferro rod, and a bit of very light kindling material. And I think that actually will do me very nicely. So I just need to pop a, I think what I'd like to do is put a small piece of antler in there as a sort of retaining toggle, but I'll save that for a later date. So I've got these, here they are, there they are, they're just these, I don't know what they're called, just retaining toggles or cord toggles. Pop one on here. Yes,
very nearly made an error there. So I want it to open to about that sort of circumference, so therefore that could have been interesting. Therefore I want to chop about there. I'll chop it there. And here we go. So another little milestone complete. Very happy with the results there. Hope you enjoyed the video. Very difficult to know what to say. All the people that enjoy watching this sort of thing are desperate to be outdoors, making fires, sleeping under the stars, etc, etc, and we just can't do it, so we've got to make the best of our time. So I thank all the YouTubers that keep me amused and entertained with all sorts of pursuits. Keep at it, because we're going to need a lot of YouTube over the next few weeks. See ya.